What is up, everyone? Crunchy Frog here, and Black Ops 6 is already almost on the horizon for us here as we count down the last few months and almost even weeks until the release. And as such, you know how it goes. The closer we get to release, the more leaks and rumors and outright gameplay we start seeing being leaked out by different hackers and sometimes developers. And in this case, possibly a build was actually uploaded to the PSN database, which allowed people to access that beta build. I believe it is a beta build of the current game. They were allowed to access it via jailbroken PS4s. So this is all the PS4, type gameplay of it. And this is a massive leak, right? Like I said, we're only a couple months away from the game releasing, so the game is almost finished. There are complete builds out there, or semi-complete builds, and they made the mistake and uploaded it to the PSN database, so somebody was able to get it. Which means a lot of the clips that you'll see online, the graphics are terrible because they're running on last-gen hardware, made for last-gen hardware. We saw what Black Ops 3 looked like on the Xbox 360 back in the day, which leads me to a point that I've always made is I don't know why we're still continuing to support the last-gen, especially with the widespread availability of both current-gen consoles nowadays. We're kind of out of that era of supply shortages, so really don't know why we're still continuing, but in this case it worked out because we were able to see some gameplay far ahead of COD Next, and definitely far ahead of release. So obviously during this video I will be kind of going over everything that I saw. I'll be going through Charlie Intel, their Twitter feed, because they tweeted out pretty much all of the leaked information and stuff like that, but I will not be showing any pictures, any gameplay, anything because of copyright concerns. So you're just going to be seeing general gameplay in the background, probably from Modern Warfare 3 or something along those lines. Also, I just want to leave the caveat, as I was going through and making this script outline, I noticed that a lot of the actual gameplay and stuff has been deleted, so I can't even watch it, and give you guys kind of a breakdown that way. I can just kind of describe what was shown in those clips. Since that has all been taken down. Activision obviously getting their legal team out there to get rid of all this stuff, scrub it from the internet as quickly as possible, ahead of release. So with that out of the way, if you guys enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like, and if you would like to see more content like this leading up to the release of Black Ops 6 and throughout its lifespan, make sure to click that subscribe button so you can stick around. I post a bunch of videos about COD, and I also dabble in XDefiant as well, so if you enjoy those type of topics, make sure to subscribe and stick around. And if you would like to support the channel monetarily and kind of keep me making these videos more and more often, make sure to hit the join button. You'll get exclusive perks like early membership uploads and everything like that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get right into the leaks. So the first one that I went through is the Winner Circle is back. So if you remember that from the Black Ops 4, I think was maybe the last game that had it, if I recall correctly. Maybe Vanguard had it, I don't really remember. But yeah, essentially it shows, the top couple players in the game. They get to show off their cosmetics, their emotes, different things like that. Again, that video is now removed, so I can't even watch it. I did watch it a couple times while I was working earlier today. On my lunch break and stuff, so it was just kind of what you would expect. Again, more vehicles for them to sell microtransactions, but hey, if you're into that sort of thing, if you enjoyed the Winner Circle, it's coming back, so get excited. Next up, now they leaked pretty much all of the perks and stuff like that, so I'm actually going to click over now and read through, again, from Charlie Intel. Big shout out to them. The link to this article will be in the description, since I'll be kind of covering this as quickly as possible. But they did leak all of the Black Ops 6 perks. So in the, basically it's going to have the perk 1, perk 2, perk 3, stuff like that, as we know. You'll need to pick 3 perks for your loadout, and I believe you can actually pick 3 from one section or 1 from each. I don't really know how it works, but we'll get to that once we read through. So in the first slot we have Assassin, Scavenger, Bruiser, Ninja, Ghost, Flak Jacket, and Taskmaster. Now I'm not going to go through and read through every one of these, what they do. You can check out the link in the description. A lot of these are returning perks, stuff like Assassin and Scavenger that are kind of, self-explanatory. But for the ones that maybe you've never heard of before, make sure to click that link. Give Charlie Intel a couple of more views on their site, and you get to read through the description for all these. Next up for perk 2 slot, we have Dexterity, Gung Ho, Tracker, Engineer, Forward, Intel, Dispatcher, and Fast Hands. Again, if you want any more details, go ahead and click on that link. And finally, perk 3, we have Double Time, Bankroll, Vigilance, Cold-Blooded, Quartermaster, Gearhead, and Guardian. So, yeah, there's over 20 perks to choose from, and you can select as many perks of the same combat specialty as you want. You'll even get a bonus for using 3 of the same. Now, the combat specialty is obviously Enforcer, Recon, and Strategist, which I'm not sure. I think they talked about that earlier. It's like different ways to play the game, kind of how you are going to be playing. So I guess you get a bonus if you have 3 Enforcer perks or 3 Recon perks, stuff like that. They do go on to say that, it is possible more perks will be added throughout the game's lifespan, like past games have done. We'll just have to wait and see. They also leaked the wild cards. Some of the wild cards, which, obviously you'll have a limit of 3 perks per class until you equip the perk Greed wild card, which grants you an extra perk. But yeah, basically just Overkill, Gunfighter, and Perk Greed are the wild cards, which if you remember from past cards, what wild cards are, just like an extra bonus for your class. And they kind of also explain the perk combat specialty. Enforcer, which are red, killing enemies grants a temporary buff to movement speed and health regen rate. Recon, enemies can be seen through walls for a short time after respawn, and a HUD edge indicator flashes when an enemy is outside your view. Leave no death skulls when killing enemies. And then finally, Strategist, which is green, earn a score bonus for objectives and destroying enemy content through walls a short distance, deploy equipment, and field upgrades faster. So yeah, they earn these bonuses by using 3 perks of the same combat specialty. So like we talked about above, if you have 3 perks that all are in that combat specialty, you'll get that extra little perk there. So that kind of helps people from all using the same perks, or trying to mismatch and be too overpowered, because they'll miss out on that really cool perk. So again, that's about all the information they gave on perks. If you want a little more detail on all those, what each individual perk does, make sure to click that link, and you can read through it at your own pace. Now the next up is, there was a video confirming like an emote wheel and a spray wheel. Again, also removed again. Yikes, even more microtransactions. Now we have sprays that are back, and more emotes, and that has kind of been gone for the last couple of years. Maybe they'll, it just, to me, it's just more fluff, right? Instead of actual meaningful content, they're going to be sitting there and putting in more bundles with, a sticker and an emote for $10 and just stuff like that. Again, we'll have to see just how aggressive the monetization is on this game, but it's COD, and I foresee it, continuing to slide down the slippery slope of monetization and predatory monetary practices. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, it is confirmed there is an emote and a spray wheel coming. Next up, there was a video that kind of detailed the human meat shield feature, where you basically grab an enemy and then you can use them as a human shield while you're firing. They showcased that, I think, during the reveal a little bit, but it was just a neat little video showing it in action in a multiplayer match. Again, that video has now been deleted. I can't even show it to you guys even if I wanted to. But I'm sure it's still hanging around somewhere on the internet. If you Google is your friend, you can try to find that. And just kind of shows what it'll look like in action. It was kind of cool. I don't know how it's going to work, if it's going to be too OP or, too useless and gimmicky. Again, that's kind of stuff that we'll have to see here come October 25th, whenever we actually get our hands on it. Next up is Domination is now zones, kind of like XDefiant handles things. So it's no longer just a circle on the ground around a flag. It's more zones of a map, right? So like, maybe a certain area of a room, or, behind a barrier, and then over here behind a bus is all one little area for BDOM or something like that. So yeah, if you've played XDefiant recently, I think maybe a previous COD had this. Memory does not serve me right now. I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, a more recent example, if you've played XDefiant, the domination zones are kind of going to work like that. Next up, they said that in-game scoreboards do not show your death, just your score, eliminations, which means eliminations are back, which if you recall, it's basically like if you like your kills and assists are lumped in together to make you feel better, kind of thing. So your KDR isn't really accurate because it's like kills plus assists divided by deaths. It's kind of weird. It's been in past games, and I haven't been a huge fan. But yeah, and then it also shows your ratio, which again will be skewed if they calculate it like they used to. But who knows? And they said that you can view deaths by scrolling over the username, which again, this is all just kind of more and more, participation trophy, protect the bottom 3% of the player base type stuff again. The same thing that they've been catering to bad players or new players or thumbless players for the last 5-6 years now, and it just keeps getting worse every year. Again, they've been doing this scoreboard stuff, I think, since Modern Warfare 2019 on and off, where they're trying their best to hide the deaths from everyone because they don't want anyone to realize that they suck at the game. It's just more coddling BS. You know how it is. You know my thoughts on it if you've been around on the channel for too long. So I'm not going to make any more comments on that, but yeah, it sounds like the scoreboards, again, they're trying to reinvent the wheel to hide some stuff to make you feel better, and I'm not a huge fan of what I'm hearing so far. Next up, and this is a good thing, there's a lot more vertical scrolling in some places on the menus. Including in the gunsmith and different things like that. There's not as much horizontal UI elements, which all of us have been hating ever since Modern Warfare 2's release. If you remember, they had like the team from Hulu or something like that make their UI for Modern Warfare 2, and it's just absolute dog shit. It's super, 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 like kind of cluttered, and it's not easy to scroll through, and it's just, it looks terrible. So they have a lot more verticality now, which is a lot easier to scroll through. You can see more stuff all at once. It's more compact, more traditional UI elements, and I think a lot of people are going to love that, myself included. They also leaked a little bit about the Warzone map, Avalon, which seemed to be in like a bay of sorts. Again, all of this stuff is now taken down by the time I even could make the script, so I can't even like look at a picture of it and describe it to you, live here on the recording. But yeah, it looked like kind of like a bay type area. Now this is going to, I guess, come after Verdansk. I know, Verdansk is going to be the Warzone map that they come out with this game, trying to cash in on that nostalgia. And this will come later. I don't know. I didn't see anything if this is going to be a small map or another full-size Battle Royale map. It remains to be seen. So we'll just have to get more info about that later, but it is called Avalon. Next up, they did give a list of all the potential Black Ops 6 multiplayer maps. I'm just going to run through these real quick. I don't know if all of these are actually in the game at launch. I could have sworn they said there's only 16 maps at launch, and there's 20 here, so I'm not too sure, but I'll just run through real quick for you guys. We got Vorkuta Mine, Vorkuta, Catacomb, Flat, Dig, Babylon, Train Graveyard, Russian Base, Socotra 2, Hacienda Alternate, Strip Mall, Red Card, Firing Range 2, Veiled, Canals, Island, Pillage, Radar, Stealth, and wrapping up at number 20, of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game without it, Nuketown. So yeah, again, I'm not sure if all these will be on launch or if some of these are temporary names or they're maps that are coming in future, seasons as DLC. I'm really not sure. They didn't elaborate. I think there was a picture associated with it. All those pictures are gone now. I think there was like pictures of, the maps showing up in the menus and stuff. All those are gone. Activision is just nuking those from the internet. So I can't even talk about it now with you guys, but those were the 20 that were mentioned. There was a weapon list of like all of the beta weapons, so not a comprehensive list of the weapons, but that is now gone as well. So they kind of showed all the weapons that were in the game. That's all gone. Again, Google's your friend. You could probably find some gameplay. I can't show it to you now, of them going through the menus and looking at all the weapons. Maybe one that hasn't been removed or has been re-uploaded. So Next up, they did talk a lot about all of the HUD presets that are coming. During the reveal, they said that you can highly customize your HUD, almost make it completely different or look identical to a past game as opposed to this game. So they listed a whole bunch of the HUD presets. I'm not going to go through them all. Like, no one really cares, I know, about, the 10 different HUD presets. Most of us are just going to use the default one, or, maybe one or two that are deemed the best by the community, and ignore the rest unless you have some sort of accessibility issue. You need it placed in a certain area, or, stuff like that. It makes more sense. But the average Joe, we're probably not even going to play with this, so I'm not going to waste too much time on it. Next up, they have a couple videos. Now, these are still up, so I can kind of describe what I'm seeing. The omnidirectional movement rather looks, I'm just going to say it, it looks busted. It looks so frustrating to deal with. And I know that this, all the try-hard TikTok kids in my comment section are going to say that I need to adapt, and that this raises the skill gap and raises the skill ceiling, and this truly makes COD fun to play. I'm an old head. Looking at this makes me visibly sick. Like, this is what I imagine, parents in the 50s and 60s thought whenever they first started seeing, like, Elvis shake his hips on live TV and stuff. Like, this just, oh god, it gives me a migraine just looking at it, and I know it's going to be exploited. Like, in the video, this guy's just, like, sideways dashing, like Max Payne dashing across like an open corridor. There's enemies down the corridor, like a hallway, and he's just, flopping through, and it's so fast, and like, I just don't know how you counter that. Like, this is going to just be so annoying. I know I'm going to have to deal with this with kids just flopping around and flying and just soaring all over the map, and ugh, god. Next to going back to jetpack, this is the worst thing in my mind that could happen to the minute-to-minute gunplay and stuff like that of Call of Duty. But hey, I know there's a lot of you out there, probably a lot of you watching this video, that are going to really enjoy this. So hats off to you if you want to master this movement. If you think this is going to be fun, I'm happy for you. I hope you really enjoy this. It's looking kind of wild, kind of crazy. But for us old heads that are more about map control and winning the gunfights and positioning and stuff like that, this just, like I said, I feel like a parent in the 50s watching Elvis shake his hips on TV. I'm absolutely disgusted. I know the kids are going to love it, but I'm absolutely disgusted. I'll probably be doing a whole video on this later, maybe after COD Next, once we have official details and a little more information, a little more videos to watch, and stuff like that. But just suffice to say, the couple of videos I've watched, including this one that keeps looping in front of my face as I record, is just nauseating. And so we'll have to see how broken it is whenever it comes out, and how exploitable it is. And then kind of the next thing, that's going to be coming up is COD Next, right? I'm assuming there might be a couple more leaks in between now and then. If there's any substantial things, I will cover it here on the channel. But yeah, we have COD Next in 3 weeks on the 28th. I'm recording this on the 5th. So about 3.5 weeks. And I will be doing a bunch of videos there breaking down everything that we learn at COD Next. And then, of course, after that, there's going to be betas. I don't know if I'll be playing the beta, probably just because, like, you guys, I want to keep you guys informed. Usually I abstain from betas so that I can be surprised on launch day, but we'll see. Maybe we'll hop in there and get some first thoughts for you guys and stuff like that for the channel. And yeah, so that about wraps it up, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of these leaks, and if you've seen any leaks that I have not covered here in this video that you thought were cool. And as always, guys, I couldn't cover everything in this video, so make sure to click the link for Charlie Intel. Big shout out to them. Great Call of Duty account to follow on Twitter, besides myself, of course, link in the description, shameless plug. But yeah, if you guys want to try to find these videos, again, Google's your friend. A lot of them are being taken down nearly immediately, or at least an hour or two after they're posted, so you got to be quick about it. Activision is not playing around with this stuff, and I could not chance putting it up on my channel and losing everything, so I apologize, but it's definitely out there if you'd like to find it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're hyped for Black Ops 6, make sure to subscribe, as we will be covering all the latest news, updates, and stuff of that nature up to and after release. So till the next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.